Chapter 19, Hallowed Land of Ishtar. Barely escaping from Sigvart's alive, Scott makes his way east from the capital to the Temple of Ishtar. Considered hallowed ground to the Imperial Order, the Temple of Ishtar is veiled in mystery. Kyber and his army head to the temple on Scott's heels. Red 2 standing by, all four lit and in the green. Welcome back to YuGiOh the Falsebound Kingdom, and Mokuba is alive. Marthas is still dead in the ditch where we left him. Let's put Mokuba back in our team. And I can take Weevil with me, though I think we only need about 5 marshals for this. I have to take Pegasus and Ishizu. I'm giving Rex a break. And Bones is usually my go-to button, so I'll have him step out. Labyrinth Ruler didn't get to battle, so he can fight this time. Weevil will still be on a bit of a breather. So, last time was a right royal pain in the rear. Alright, so what I'm going to do, though, is edit Kyber's team. I will take the deal of Phantom off the team, and I'll put Polymerization on this one. When we eventually get to it. Then I will take the deal of Phantom off this one and put Red Medicine on it. Because I don't have another Dragonic attack. The Blue Eyes team is actually doing fairly well. But they can all fuse, which is very nice, and I've got Obelisk as a kill switch just in case. The last mission just pissed me off to no end. Anyway, let's actually get going. It is high time we got to the end game. You will actually note that these chapters are pretty much the same across Yugi's story as well as Kyber's story. So, without further ado, let's go. There's a secret room located deep within the Temple of Ishtar. That's where this mysterious man, Scott, first appeared and where he began to control my brother, the High Priest. That is where this all started. As Scott's pawn, my brother Marek began corrupting the Empire. The Order, unable to stop him, shares the blame. Odeon, head of the Order Guard, feels the most responsible. He's been trying to set things right by himself. So, basically the same thing as the previous time we went through here. We want anti-ground cannons and a barricade. And Mokuba can take a couple of Mokuba can take the first watch. I probably won't need Pegasus to do too much. I want to get a couple of battles into Mokuba's team. So, our enemies. Alright, so, very important one to deal with, Fairy's Gift. It can heal. It has healing magic thanks to Healing Grace. And then these ones are, well, they're idiots. Because the last time I did this, I just set Taya's team onto them. And that went about as well as you might expect. So, I will have an introduction to the monsters from the last chapter, which I didn't get to do because I went insane slowly. And then we'll wind up getting to the important battles in due time. I'm still a little frazzled from that. So I'll get the first battle out of the way, we'll do some introductions, I'll get the second battle out of the way, we'll do some introductions, and then we can go and take on Odeon. Worth noting, this is pretty much the same between Yugi and Kyber's stories from here on in. So we'll be facing the same enemies, but Kyber doesn't have any more monsters to locate. The enemy is nearly upon us. And it will be time for battle. Healing Grace doesn't restore full HP as far as I know, but it's still very, very useful to shoot the medic first. It's pretty much a given. Away we go. Mokuba, welcome back. You're right into the thick of things. Slow and steady stream of enemies. This one is a bit of a breather compared to what we've just fought. And I'm so grateful for that. This team does get pretty frustrating at higher levels, though. Let's see, how does everything go? How do we start? Needless to say, it seems to be very rare for us to get the first attack. Second, maybe. Okay, can't dodge, restores a large portion of life points, can already confuse us. But, like I said, shoot the medic. And if it gets to move next, I'm going to be so upset. They'll probably be focusing on Blackluster Soldier, if I remember correctly. And yep, the turn order got fudged to benefit the healer. What do you know? This is actually starting to get incredibly irritating. This is genuinely starting to get irritating. The fact that there is not a set discernible... See, we just get 3 random attacks in a row out of nowhere, maybe to pacify me, but there is no discernible turn order. It just seems to happen at random, and it is probably one of my biggest complaints about the game, especially since it usually winds up happening in such a way that the AI gets to screw me over. I'm going to be mad about that for a long time. Whoops, wrong button. Been a while since I've done that. And the worst part is it wasn't even tempting fate. I could understand if it was tempting fate if I'd said something stupid. Maybe it was just the attitude that I decided that I would be able to actually fuse the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, and the game said no. Just compounded the frustration of everything else. Tell you what, I might actually duck Labyrinth Ruler. No, I don't have enough time. Because I'd like to duck Labyrinth Ruler into the base, then get Mokuba out. I can try, because if I can knock out the healer with Labyrinth Tank, get it confused, then we got a big advantage. Okay, what? See, the turn order is just janky as hell. I don't get how it works. I don't even think there's any logic to it. There is absolutely no logic to this. I'm just going to have to give up and stop trying to make sense of it. And how long has it taken me? Oh well. We are nearly at the end game, though. We've got some more AP for Blackluster Soldier, and Millennium Golem is leveling up okay. Let me put Labyrinth Ruler back in. And there we are, good switcheroo, because then Mokuba's team can take advantage of Power of Nature. Labyrinth Ruler's team I trust to handle this particular team because we can just put a drill through Fairy's gift. Is it Fairy's gift? I'm pretty sure it is. And we'll be able to just sort of tear through. And as far as I know, magic doesn't miss. So, we will have a lot of use for Water Girl as she uses Hinotama to damage her enemies. That's much better. And they pick Shadow Ghoul. Do you mind if Labyrinth Tank actually gets to do something? I mean, I know it's painful. It hasn't got an enchanted javelin on it, does it? No, that was just a lucky critical. There we go. There we are. That's wrapped it up quite nicely. Now, I am not taking any chances. Usually not a good idea to wind up taking chances with RNG. You never know what's going to happen. That sort of element of chance, those mysterious vagaries of the game, if you mess around with them, as we've seen, they can really put you at a disadvantage. And that sometimes just is the unfairness of the whole thing, that you are left at the mercy of luck-based engines. But sometimes you wind up in situations where those luck-based engines... Yeah, the turn order is just weird today. It's just doing whatever the hell it feels like. But yeah, those luck-based aspects can sometimes wind up playing in your favour, and of course when they do, there's what's called perception bias. This is a natural human phenomenon, in all fairness. Perception bias... No, it's confirmation bias. Anything bad that happens to you is evidence of the game, quote-unquote, cheating and things like that. Anything good that happens to you is fair and balanced. Stuff like that, basically. There we go. It's weird. It's why I've always complained a lot about my luck in Mario Party, because I've had a tendency to ignore the good stuff that's happened. I mean, you don't notice the good stuff, you ignore the bad stuff, and you wind up complaining about the bad stuff. This can happen to a lot of people. It's just a really interesting thought process, in all fairness. It can throw off quite a few things when you actually stop and look at the situation with an open mind and realize that no, things are pretty balanced. You just don't notice it when it goes in your favor, because you expect everything to be constantly going in your favor. And I wonder why that is. Is it because, as a society, we're so used to having things be focused on us? Are we raised to have such an immense focus on us and what we, quote-unquote, deserve? Things like that. Which one is their strongest? They're about balanced. Because sometimes I wonder, I mean, yes, it is. There are certainly plenty of situations where you've got to make sure that kids do feel looked after, they feel like they are valued. But at the same time, we kind of don't teach them to lose either. We don't teach them to deal with disappointments. And that's an important skill. Being able to overcome disappointment, there we are, that's what I'm looking for. Being able to overcome that is essential, because not everything is going to go your way in life, and it's not personal. It's never personal. It's just one of those things that happens. You have to be able to bounce back from any sort of adversity. Wow, Millennium Golem was... Alright, jack him up. That's exactly why I did this. Jack him up for me. Yeah, you've got to be able to handle adversity. It's alright to fail. It's alright to fail, but always try. You've got to at least keep trying. If things go wrong, you can't just chuck a fit and complain. Like, you know, that sort of classic preppy public school boy that my mummy will hear about this attitude. You can't just complain. And I'll admit that I do have, or have had, a bad tendency to just complain about things in the past. It doesn't always work like that. Like, you've got to be able to admit that things will go wrong. Not everything in life will go right. And you just have to roll with it. You have to admit that sometimes it's not anything personal. That you are often competing with a group of other people who are also doing things alongside you. Somebody is going to be better than someone. You are going to be better than someone else. Wow. And it's just how it goes sometimes. Being able to learn that sometimes you will fail, sometimes, through no fault of your own, you will not succeed. And that is important. And I think we would probably wind up eventually sort of removing that sort of confirmation bias to a degree and making people realize, no, the world isn't out to get us when a little something goes wrong. It's just the way things are, and it's all how we bounce back from it. I do think that sometimes, and this is me included, people can be a bit too selfish. That we've sort of wound up in situations where it's sort of the fact that we don't care what happens to other people, so long as it's not happening to us. And I'm really glad that I've actually been able to learn a lot of things about how what I do affects other people. I have just sort of kept gasbagging, haven't I? But I've learned a lot of things about how what I do affects other people, what I can do to improve my behavior so that I can improve things for myself and improve things for me being around other people. So, it's like being able to realize that what we do affects other people is important. That we've got to do things not just for us, but for other people who don't necessarily have it as easy as us. Not everyone will have it easy. And we need to be able to help those who are in more unfortunate situations than us. We need to be able to help those people, to really build everyone up, and to sort of lift them up to our level in a sense. Not because they are by nature below us, but because so often we've put them there. In so many situations, a lot of the people who are quote-unquote below us are so because of the fact that they've been put there by previous actions. It doesn't necessarily mean that we were directly responsible. We, the people now. But overlooking it doesn't help. We basically just need to keep supporting one another, to keep lifting one another up, so that we're all working together. We can all accept when things go wrong. We can all make an excellent team, and we can all do something to make a better world for everyone. Holy cats. Yeah. Meanwhile, they have been working together to allow me to utterly kick their asses. Holy cow. This battle is just raw power. I sort of rambled on a little bit, I'll admit. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, look, every day I'm trying to be a better person. I don't always succeed. I'll admit that. But I will continue to do my best. I will continue to do what I feel is right by the world. And I will continue to try and make things a better place for the people who, for one reason or another, have ultimately been left disadvantaged by society. We're all in it together. We might as well work as a team and really make things worthwhile. Because the alternative really doesn't bear much thinking about, does it? Well, that was a particularly brutal route. Oh well, let's muck around. Take some time, put in some profiles. Away we go. There we are, Gaikateno Megami has hit level 60. Zoa made its international debut with this game, actually. It then appeared in the 2011 Championship Pack and Legendary Collection Joey's World. In Japan, it debuted with Forbidden Memories as a promo there. Zoa makes direct reference to Metal Morph and its Metal Zoa form, which was used by Bandit Keith in the manga. Zoa does have some distinction to its name, as it actually has the highest attack and level of normal Fiend-type monsters. Okay, so that's a bit of a narrow superlative, but it's still something interesting at least. Admittedly, regular Zoa with Metal Morph will still put in a lot more work than Metal Zoa too. Kind of like the same problem with the Red Eyes Black Dragon and Red Eyes Black Metal Dragon. In the card game, I'm not sure why you'd change it, but in this game, use Metal Morph and you won't regret it. Metal Zoa, like Zoa, made its international debut with this game, at least as far as America went. It then appeared in the 2011 Championship Pack and Legendary Collection Joey's World, just like Zoa. In Japan, it debuted under the same circumstances as Zoa, obviously enough. No beating around the bush, Metal Zoa is impractical in the TCG and you really are better off with Zoa equipped with Metal Morph. In this game, Metal Zoa can be a real powerhouse. Its high starting attack does come with decent AP as far as I can remember, plus the benefits of Shock Shell will make it a frustrating foe for your opponents. It really is worth using the Metal Morph power up as soon as you get it. It is worth noting the PAL version of this game didn't actually come with Zoa and Metal Zoa though. Not too bad a trade-off since in the card game this is awful.
My master may be gone, but I will not allow anyone to violate this hallowed ground. Jeez, this is my only line of dialogue. Why do I get stuck as a minor character again?
And we're battling Odeon! So, pretty much the same battle as last time, it's just that his team is a bit stronger. Well, Mystical Beast Circuit isn't that special, all things considered. It's still pretty crummy. It only has 3 AP. Does it have its special attack? We are at least faster than Circuit. No, it doesn't have its special attack. Crap! Pressed B1 too many times. That's on me. Alright, it's usually easier to see what's going on. So, probably soften up one of these with 2 attacks, then pile 3 more on. There we are. I think we've actually got a plan to start nobbling them. Might be able to do it. Assuming the turn order doesn't go... Oh no, they did just a hair's breadth too much damage. That's right, they are just over 4,000 attack. Which is reasonable, they've done pretty well. Okay, so let's try that again, shall we? The one that waited hasn't got to do anything, so waiting doesn't seem to elevate your place in the turn order. Instead, the turn order just becomes a gigantic jumble. At least we've got much better healing capacity now. And I'm not taking chances. I refuse to take any more chances. We will bring out the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon when the time is right. And slowly but surely I'll pick them off. Good. Right in range of what I want. So we should be able to knock out one of them. It's a little bit fiddly, but when I get more AP, more power, it becomes a lot easier to take them down. And sometimes just being able to tear through things with the Blue Eyes Ultimate is just so much fun. Alright, now should be one more Blue Eyes. Ideally, I'm tempting fate by saying this. Oh, thank heavens we've taken him down. Getting good HP too. That's always important. Probably time to soften up Embodiment of Apophis. To be fair though, I might be able to eat up its attacks. See what it does next, and yeah. So if we leave it completely... Yeah, it's picking on the wrong one. So now we've got free reign to pummel them. Much better. Oh, we're playing the waiting game too, are we? You know, we could... No, it's going to attack. Couldn't resist. Let's give him an absolute thrashing. So we'll wipe that out. And then I can switch to the Blue Eyes and away into the ultimate, and away we go. Much, much better. Much smoother fight than last time. This really is a bit of a breather level. We'll take everyone into the next one though, because it's pretty much the same as the end game. We'll finish off this one the same way we finished off Yugi's story. There we go. How many AP does it have now? 9! Probably should check what its power is too. Very good. So we are sitting at 5,500. Sweet. So yeah, we'll just vaporize circuit. And that'll be it. Much, much better than the last one. And room to fit any profiles we haven't included in the next episode. Because there's no monster to find there. Now this is admittedly a bit of a pain because Circuit does get armor. It is able to withstand our attacks, and yes, armor does actually work by reducing the damage taken, ideally anyway, from attacks. You will actually take less damage even when not guarding. Alright, Odeon has been short-circuited. Haha. Ow! Don't complain, I was owed that one. The Blue Eyes White Dragons get even stronger. And there we are, Ishtar is liberated. And we're all ready to go on the next one. Thank you very much for joining me. Until next time, this is Red 2, returning to base.